supplements. Let's talk about some supplements. We've mentioned creatine.
Mm-hmm.
I take it. It's one of the few supplements I do take. I put it in my morning shake. You've mentioned gummies, but why is there a bit of a buzzword and trend going on with creatine at the moment? Why has everyone started putting it into their diet, and why should people be doing it?
Yeah, so creatine is a versatile supplement. It can be used for gym performance, for cognitive health, for many other aspects of physical and mental performance. But there's actually a fact about creatine that not many people really know about, and that is how to actually make it work better. And one of these tricks that I've recently learned is that the creatine, basically, if you want creatine to work well in your cell, you need it to cross the transporter. So there's a particular transporter called the SLC6A8 transporter. I just remember that off the top of my head. And that basically, if you upregulate that transporter, you can actually supercharge the effects of creatine. So one way to do that is actually by taking your creatine with salt. So adding salt to your creatine can actually amplify the effects. You're getting intracellular hydration and extracellular hydration, or volumization effects. And then salt by itself is actually a known ergogenic pre-workout enhancer. So with creatine, what I would recommend is doing 5 to 10, so doing 5 grams 4 times a day for a week with sodium, with salt, and then going down to 5 grams a day with salt, like, obviously using a good quality salt. Don't use like a crappy iodized salt from the supermarket that has caking agents and all that rubbish. Go for like a Celtic sea salt or a Himalayan sea salt. And that can work really well. So the good thing about creatine is the risk for kidney damage, that's complete BS. Like, it's only really an issue for guys or individuals who have a known kidney defect or an issue with kidney health. But otherwise, creatine works really well, man. It works really well.
Mm. And I've seen you on some of the videos, whether it's yourself or whether you've been talking about it, actually snorting creatine. So, not a video that people put out quite often, snorting white powder, but what's all that about?
Yeah, so there is actually a decent amount of research looking at intranasal creatine, so creatine up your nose. Now, the study here wasn't using creatine monohydrate. They use a different form of creatine, but there's actually some pretty big pharmaceutical companies that want to trademark using creatine in a nasal spray. And they want to get because it gets into the brain quicker. And if you get creatine into the brain more effectively, you get all the brain benefits of creatine, which are improved cognition, more alertness, better concentration, without many major side effects.
Mm-hmm. And it's something you said in there was quite important. So it's not necessarily the supplement that everybody's taking. So
No.
I shouldn't just go to my cupboard, get my creatine out and start snorting it. Is there a particular type I would need to look at before, trying to do it intranasally?
So I'm pretty sure it's dodecyl creatine, creatine hydrochloride. Hydrochloride, but this one is not commercially available yet. So it's basically I'm ahead of the times here.
Yeah.
So I'm in before, hence the name of my supplement brand, In Before.
Okay, so don't start snorting creatine just yet. Wait until there's a bit more evidence and the right stuff's coming out to the market. Okay, just to clarify that for the listeners. When it comes to creatine, because as I say, I use creatine, but as with any supplement, as with any product, there's a lot of noise out there. How do I know that a creatine is a good one?
Okay, so if somebody's listening to this and they want to use the highest quality creatine on the market, I've done my research on this and I can confidently say that CreaPure is very clean. It's German grade creatine, but there's actually an even purer version of creatine out there, and it's actually called Purest Creatine by N&B Nutrition. Now, this is not a finished product. It's actually an ingredient manufacturer that I'm actually working closely with from NNB Nutrition. So they're actually claiming that they're the world's cleanest creatine in terms of not having impurities or contaminants. Because funnily enough, man, a lot of creatines actually have contaminants. And DCD, there's DHT, there's things in these creatine products that they're not ideal, you know?
Okay, so it's just is there one readily available in the market now, did you say, that people should move towards?
Yeah, so it's called Purest Creatine, Purest, Purest Creatine.